Welcome in to another episode of my Dynasty Fantasy Football YouTube. Today, I have a different kind of episode detailing why you should join my Patreon and what I'm offering on there. As always, you can subscribe to the Patreon. Click the link in the top right corner, patreon.com/fantasy advice, and use code Tyler50 for 50% off. But as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And let's get into the Patreon. So I've decided to start off this video with a little bit of a different perspective, some reviews of the Patreon. I have a couple of those, which we will jump into before moving into the other things. So the first, a review. I'm thankful for being part of the Patreon. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all of the patrons that I have. I do think most of them enjoy being there. So I really appreciate this. And thank you for taking the time to write this. And the next review, a little longer. So it's in 3 parts. Tyler is not only a master of logical and reliable dynasty strategy. I appreciate that. I often am the voice of reason. But he's also cultivated a community of like-minded dynasty enthusiasts. Yeah, it happened to work out that way. I mean, I wish I could say there was more foresight in that. I don't really get to control who signs up for Patreon. It's open to anybody. So I'm glad it's worked out well. This was one of the things I feel like was almost a byproduct. It wasn't really my intention to create a community. That wasn't what the Patreon was founded on. It was founded on my rankings and my advice. The community part, I think, kind of happened by accident, but I'm happy it did because it's something that I think has value now. We're all learning together from Tyler, helping to keep each other on track. There's only one of him. Oh, unfortunately, there's only one of me. I wish I could clone myself. But he does a great job delivering as much content as one person can. Yeah. A lot of people wonder, well, why don't you make more YouTube videos? This is why. This is why, because I'm creating Patreon content all the time. So I am doing content all the time. I'm just only on here doing videos every so often. And, more about the collaborative community. I really appreciate that. So I wanted to start with the reviews up top just to kind of have a different flair to this video. I'm going to try to run through things a little quicker. And we'll start with this. Why is Tyler's Patreon different? Talk about the 50% discount. I talk about a lot of this on every video, but I think 3 things really. Why is it different from other Patreons? Why is it worth signing up for, which is kind of the same as that? And why is it different from my YouTube content? Why is it different from others? Well, that's easy to explain, I would say. I mean, I don't think anyone covers Dynasty on a daily basis in the way that I do. I don't think anyone is as locked in as I am. I don't think anyone is there every day, providing content every day, providing opinions every day in the way that I am. I don't think you can find that anywhere else. And the other thing is, most of these other Dynasty creators, and I say this on the channel, they're not very good at what they do. I mean, they're either incompetent or he's just uninformed. They don't do a very good job. And, some of them think they're doing a good job and are just bad at it. And others don't care and they just want some clicks. And that's their path. I mean, I certainly could get more clicks if I said a lot of ridiculous things, but it's just not really my style. So that's definitely why it's different from others. Why it's worth signing up for, again, the daily value and just the content that you'll get, how much it'll help you. And you'll get things early. And I think that's the main thing moving into why is it different from my YouTube content. The YouTube content is what it is. 3 videos, around 20 minutes. That's it. I have actually stopped covering breaking news on the YouTube. I don't cover that on the YouTube anymore. I only do that on the Patreon. Why? Because at the end of the day, I've already covered it. Unless the news happens like 2 minutes before I'm recording the video, I've already covered all of it on the Patreon. It's already been covered. So I cover everything on the Patreon as it happens. The YouTube content, it's just, I kind of follow the schedule. It is what it is. And there's a lot more on the Patreon uh, than on the YouTube. Now, what is Patreon based on? Well, there's really three main parts: the rankings, the Discord, and the direct message advice. I would say another thing now is the write-ups. That's become a big part. So let's talk about the bottom tier. And I kind of like to see this. I used to kind of see it all as one thing. Now I kind of see it as an additive process from bottom tier to higher tiers. The bottom tier includes my content, my rankings. We know what those are. Dynasty rank starts at in-season rookie rankings during rookie time. My videos, I do roster reviews, which the whole Patreon can view. And I also do some occasional Patreon-only videos. And then the write-ups, that's the big thing. So people ask, well, why didn't you cover this? Why didn't you cover that? Well, the 5 takeaways video, I wish I had seen this. Well, the way the 5 takeaways video is made, if you really want to know, is I do the write-up for every single game. I cover everything. And then I go back to my write-ups and choose, okay, which of the 5 things that happened do I want to talk about the most? That's how I do it. So I'm taking the Patreon-only content that I already made and picking 5 things that I think are the most important for the YouTube. That's how it works. So when you ask me, well, why didn't you talk about this? I did. I just talked about it on the Patreon and not on here. So that's just one example of what I'm talking about. So basically at this tier, you get my content. Now, I get it. Some people want to be passive consumers. That's why I offer this tier. Passive consumers. This tier doesn't come with any interaction with me at all. But if you want to support, you're not really interested in talking to me, I get it. I get it. Not everyone wants to do that. So that's what's available at this tier. Now, the next tier, the Discord tier, the $9 tier. And of course, everything includes what came below. So it includes all the other things. Now, what comes at the $9 tier is the community, which I talked about earlier. We talked about in the reviews. This is basically, if I could describe it in a nutshell, whatever I did on Twitter in 2022, that's what I'm doing on the Discord now, except there are no bots. There's no garbage, no nonsense, no Elon Musk, none of that. So basically, this is where I post all of my Dynasty takes. Short form, long form, news. This is where I cover injury news, start sit news, stuff like that. And then it can be discussed there. It's well set up. There's forums for discussion. There's question areas. It's well set up to kind of provide a community space. You'll get a lot of my insights, a lot more of the micro stuff, the write-ups. I do the game write-ups, but this is more than that. We're going to talk about just kind of everything related to fantasy football, mostly Dynasty. But I'll talk about it, start, sit, and redraft as well. So, and you'll learn a lot just from being there. And then the community part of it, which is always a great part, which was talked about earlier. Now, the direct message advice is the next portion. And basically that adds on I think this is the most self-explanatory part. This adds on the helping you with your team directly. Now, a lot of people ask me or wonder, what is this like? What is it like to be at the direct message tier? Is it kind of like, well, you send me the team and then you post a list of suggestions? Or is it more of a building relationship over time and kind of a QA service? It is not the former. It's more the latter. It is done over time. At the end of the day, Patreon is a monthly subscription model. So it's meant to and set up for people to stay for a while. So it's over time. I would say the main thing I do is answer your questions. And you don't have to ask questions just about, do I make this trade? Do I add this player? You could ask a question beyond that. Let's say you had Ricky Pearsall on your team or whatever player. And you're wondering, Well, I have this player. What do you think of that player? I'll answer that too. It doesn't have to be a trade. It doesn't have to be, you know, something like that. I'll answer whatever question helps you make that team better. You're talking about, well, maybe I want to trade for 2026 first. How would you do that? What about a 2027 first? What do you think about that? Again, any question. I just want to help you manage that team better. Sometimes questions are very easy. Do I drop this player for that one? Sometimes questions, like I said, are more global. We'll do any sort of question. And I help you walk through rookie drafts, startup drafts, and start sit are the main things that I focus on there as well. And especially during rookie season, I find myself to be extremely helpful. And that's coming up. So that'll be something to look forward to. And also with start sit and direct message, I'm very good at dealing with more tricky situations that come up sometimes. So why sign up now? Okay, it's a good point. This is kind of an odd time to be doing a promo like this. But championships are coming up. My in-season start sit content is unmatched. So there's that. There's in-season Dynasty team management. Now, if there's a trade deadline, to be fair, I'm not going to pretend that I can magically do something in a league with a trade deadline, right? I'm not going to be able to do all that much. I can still help you manage waivers. I can still help you manage start sit. But you'll also learn about what you might want to do in the offseason. You'll learn about stuff about Dynasty. And then as we transition to the offseason, which is coming up, I have a whole way of handling that as well. And, we're already starting to talk about the 2026 rookie class. So there's a lot going on. Really, I mean, football is a year-round sport, and that's why I have a year-round Patreon. So, yeah, I do recognize this is a tricky time to be plugging something like this. But I will say anytime is a good time to sign up. Yeah. Now, we have two discount programs. Both of these have been very successful. And I want to thank all of my YouTube viewers who've taken me up on the offer. This is really the only place I guess I promoted on Twitter, but I can't remember the last time I had a sign up through Twitter. Maybe like one a month at best on Twitter. So this is the main place I promote the Patreon. I'm offering a 50% discount off your first month at all tiers using code Tyler50. Little peek behind the curtain. Patreon only lets a discount code stay up for 6 months. So that's why I had to change the code. So now it's Tyler50. It'll be that for the next 6 months. Use this code at checkout. You get 50% discount off your first month at whatever tier you choose. Only applies to the first month. And I'm going to, like I said, I have to change the code every 6 months, but I'm going to do this forever. Forever, for those watching the YouTube, you can get 50% off your first month, only your first month, but your first month to try it at a cheaper price. You can also choose a yearly plan with a brand new 25% discount off all 12 months. So basically, this is a built-in Patreon feature. You'll always be able to do this. There'll always be 25% off for committing to a yearly plan. That'll not change. I want to reward people who stay year-round because I know some months in the off-season are quieter, and that's why I do that. And again, you can do that. You can sign up for either monthly or yearly. Patreon.com/fantasy advice, code Tyler50. Click on the link in the top right corner, and you can sign up. Now, why signing up for the Patreon matters. Now, this segment I often find is, I don't know. I mean, it's always a tough thing for me to talk about. It's been a changed environment, I'd say, for fantasy football content. Twitter is not it. You're not getting anywhere on there. People say, oh, you have lots of followers. Oh, engagement. It doesn't do anything. It's a lot of engagement with bots and with AI. There's nothing there. And then on YouTube, okay, is like a legitimate platform. There are really people watching these videos. And it does bring in a minimal amount of revenue, but not much. It's really not much. I mean, it's paying for the cost of making the videos, but not much beyond that. So 95 to 90, somewhere around 95% of the revenue for my content creation comes from Patreon. So to put it bluntly, the Patreon is why the YouTube exists. And I think it's something I've become, I don't want to say I've become more comfortable with it, but I've kind of reached a point of acceptance of that. I'm probably not going to have a YouTube with 50,000 views on videos. I wish I did, but I'm good at doing YouTube videos. I'm not saying I'm bad. I think I'm good at this. I think I'm good at talking to the camera. I'm good at making videos, creating content. But the Patreon is the product. The Patreon is why this all exists. The Patreon is my baby. That's my number one priority. It always will be. It won't change. There is a universe, and I'm not saying this is coming anytime soon. The YouTube has been very successful for what it is. I don't want to get rid of the YouTube. I enjoy doing this. But there is a universe in which the Patreon continued, but the YouTube ended or was dramatically reduced. There's no universe of the opposite. The YouTube only exists because the Patreon allows it to exist. There would be no me doing YouTube videos without a Patreon. That's never going to happen. So I've appreciated the recent signups. It's been quiet lately. This is a time of year that's always hard for me. It's hard because of kind of what we talked about in why sign up now. It was hard for me to really give a reason of why now specifically. It's just the season is ending, trade deadlines are coming, seasons are ending, that type of stuff. But if you like what I'm doing, and I know this is not a winner as a sales pitch. I know that. I know if you like what I'm doing, please consider using the tip jar, signing up for the Patreon out of the goodness of your heart. I know that's not a winner. I know that's not the best pitch I can make. But I figure I might as well say it because I do feel that way. And if it even only reaches a few people, I appreciate that. And it's been a good season. I've been going through some stuff. Nothing awful. Mostly just stuff with my eyes, headache. It's been there's been some disruptions to video production and other things. So it's been a little bit of a challenging year from that perspective. Mentally and product-wise, it's actually been a really good year for me. But I just, appreciate people who sign up for the Patreon, and it does mean a lot. So thank you for that. And it always helps me get through any times that are more challenging. So I just wanted to wrap the video with that, I suppose. Okay. If you liked the video, this 18-minute video of me talking about myself, make sure to support the channel by subscribing. And don't forget to hit that new hype button to help the videos in the algorithm. Plus, hit the notifications bell so you can be notified about all my exciting content that drops. Of course, like I've been saying the whole video, you want the best fantasy football advice available on the Patreon. 50% discount at all tiers using the code Tyler50. You can sign up in the link in the top right corner, patreon.com/fantasy advice. Every sign up helps support my independent content. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.